Hi everybody, how you doing? Joe Appello here with George Connor on my left. We're back after what, 4 weeks of 4-week hiatus
little
here.
spring break.
Little spring break.
Spring vacation. Yeah.
Recharge the old batteries.
Did you go down to go to Lauderdale or anything?
I did not. No, I had to work. First thing I like to do to open the show is wish the Farmington High School Indians good luck tonight. They play in the semifinals of the state tournament. They revamped the state tournament now to 5 divisions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're in the middle one, 3, and they play Prince Tech tonight at a neutral site in New Britain High School. 7 o'clock, should be crazy. I went to the game on Monday night. They played Naugatuck, full house, great energy, a street fight, and they beat Naugatuck by about 20, and they're playing very well. I think they're 22-4 or something in that area, and they got a legit shot to win the state championship. So shout out to them. Good luck to the Indians, and hopefully they'll bring it home tonight. George, what have you been doing?
Let's see. Last week I was in Daytona Beach.
Daytona, how was that?
Yeah, I went down, had our first college tournament with the women from University of Hartford.
Oh, you started up already?
Yeah, finished middle of the pack, which, you know, of the 5 girls that are on the team, 1 had played golf over break. You know, we got a girl from Canada, one from Connecticut, one from Seattle, Washington.
Shape or no?
They're in good condition, but you know they hadn't hit a ball off of grass since November.
Oh, okay.
So the one girl who lives in Orlando, she played over break, played well. Individually finished right around 10th in the tournament. She had a hole-in-one.
Wow.
Which is pretty exciting, and I got to see it.
Wow.
Yeah. So as a college coach, one of the things that you do is you kind of hang out on the par 3s and, you know, what's the yardage and that like that. You know, you try to help where you can.
Okay.
So it was pretty cool. There was, 4 players in the group, myself, a couple other coaches.
It's like a spring training for golf type thing?
No, I mean, it was a tournament.
A tournament.
You know, it was a tournament. So coaches watching, and the girl who knocked it in was the only one that didn't see it.
No.
No, she hit it, and it looks pretty good. She bends over to pick up the tee. Boop, there it goes. No. She looks up. Everybody kind of hoops in the house a little bit. She looks up. She's like, "What happened? What happened?"
Oh, that's a shame.
So, so yeah, went down to Daytona. Had a good trip. Like I say, finished in the middle of the pack, so nice. You know they played okay. Got to see the Daytona Speedway.
Really?
We didn't go in, but driving by it. I've never seen a structure that big in my life. It's just huge, and it goes on. It's got it's about a mile long.
And that's been going on for what, 30, 40 years, right?
Oh, at least.
At least,
yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. After so we went down Wednesday practice round, Thursday played 36 holes. Friday we only had 18 holes. You know, so it's a 54-hole tournament, 3 rounds. So they have a lunch for us at the club. We played at LPJ International, beautiful place.
Wow.
And so we weren't going to fly until later. So we take the girls down to the beach so they can, take the pictures on the beach for their Instagram accounts or whatever else, Yeah. And we get down there, first day of biker week.
Really?
So we didn't stay around very long.
Wow.
Okay, take your pictures. Let's go.
Wow. Jeez.
But just a sea of motorcycles everywhere.
God.
But it was a fun place.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
Nice.
Other than that, just teaching some golf. And,
nice.
Golf season's getting close.
Big season's coming up for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of big seasons, NFL football is crazy with this free agency going on. They were able to start moving around and signing with different teams a couple of days ago.
Yep.
And one of the biggest ones for me was Nick Foles went to the Jags, which is, I think Foles is very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how he can do with his own team.
Yep.
They released Blake Bortles, so he's done down there.
Yeah.
And they have a great defense, and Tom Coughlin is the general manager, and he's trying to put together a championship team. They got that great defense, so offensively they're going to be much better with Foles, I think. And Bortles was just
they got to do something to turn the corner. I mean, we've said it before. Every preseason, everybody's all about the Jags, and then they just don't never put it together.
Because 2 years ago, Bortles had a decent playoff against the Steelers and stuff. They almost beat the Steelers, but then actually they did beat the Steelers 2 years ago. But since then Bortles just regressed. I mean, the Giants lost Landon Collins. He went to the Redskins 6 years, $84 million, $45 guaranteed. The thing is with Collins, I was reading the efficiency. They have efficiency ratings for their D-backs.
Yep.
And his efficiency has steadily gone down since his Pro Bowl year of 2016. I guess his efficiency. They have all kinds of testing and grading and of all different areas of your defensively as a safety.
Yeah.
And they said he was like ranked 84th in the league as far as secondary players.
Passes, defense, throwing
yeah, so they
against,
just didn't.
completions,
They just thought his value was not what he wanted, and he was coming off an injury, rehab, and so
Yep.
yeah, I mean. Yeah, God bless him. He got the money from the Redskins. They paid him, so
Yeah.
see what happens there.
Yep.
But it's such a business now. They don't really mess around with if you're coming off an injury or if you're not 100%, they're just going to let you go.
Sure.
They're just going to
Yeah.
like, you know what? No, there's no sentimentals, favorites. There's no.
Nah.
You're a good guy. We like you, but because there's nobody better than Landon Collins as far as
Yeah.
attitude goes. And
Yeah.
Leadership.
But like Jerry Seinfeld says, you don't root for players anymore. You root for laundry. Yeah, you root for the uniform because there's so, especially more so in the NFL than anything else.
Guys jump around,
so
they jump
much
around
turnover.
They're all jumping around for guaranteed money. I mean, that's what it's all about because
Yeah.
they can, now Trey Flowers left the Pats. He went to play for Matt Patricia at Detroit.
Yep.
So he got one of his boys. He also got Danny Amendola got cut by the Dolphins. He went to Detroit too. So he reunited with
There was a little talk that he'd go back to New England on the cheap.
Right. But they already got a couple guys like him. So Phillips Dorsett's like him, and of course Edelman's same kind of player. So
same type.
They need another one of those guys.
Yeah.
They need a big body. Is what they need. I think the Redskins. Trent Brown left the Patriots. He went to the Raiders, and the Raiders also. Raiders or something else. They traded for Antonio Brown. So Gruden's making all his moves.
With his reputation and the Raiders' reputation, I would say going back a generation or something.
Bad boys.
That's the perfect fit.
He does. He fits right in there.
Yeah.
The main coat and everything else. And taking a helicopter to practice with his kids hanging out the side. Yeah, he fits right in the Raider land.
Raider Nation.
Yeah, Raider Nation.
Which will be Vegas this year or next year?
I think they're in Oakland one more year now.
One more year,
I think. Then they go, yeah.
Yep.
Tyrann Mathieu went from the Texans to the Kansas City Chiefs to try to store up that back end of their defense.
Yep.
Secondary. That's a good one there for them. Malik Jackson let the Jags go to Eagles. Then the Eagles lost Michael Bennett, who went to the Patriots.
Right.
I'm not a big Michael Bennett fan. He's the guy a couple years ago staged that protest. He got knocked down by a few cops. They said it was racism and this and that.
Yeah.
That was just.
Yep.
And he was belligerent, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not a big fan of him or his brother. But anyway, Jameson Crowder went from the Redskins to the Jets.
Jets, who
also
made a
signed.
lot of moves.
What happened to the Jets today?
A lot of moves. Well, we'll save that
We'll get
one.
that.
We'll save that.
We're getting there.
We
Okay.
picked up defensive lineman Henry Anderson, Josh Bellamy, wide receiver, Jamison Crowder, another receiver, Mosley, linebacker.
Mosley.
I like getting some wide receivers first of all.
Yep.
Give Darnold some downfield targets.
Yep.
And we got a running game. Le'Veon Bell is now a Jet.
New York Jet.
And so you got two fallouts from Pittsburgh, and people talk about what about Antonio Brown? I don't want anything to do with Antonio Brown, but I said all along, take Le'Veon Bell, absolutely.
They need some kind of superstar.
Yeah.
They need some kind of playmaker. They never had a playmaker there. When's the last playmaker? I can't even remember one.
Probably with Damian Tomlinson playing with Sanchez.
He wasn't really a playmaker. He was more of a good player.
Yeah.
Like a home run hitter type
like
thing.
Superstar.
They
Keyshawn
haven't had
Johnson,
one.
maybe. Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah.
Give me the damn ball.
Years and years. Yeah.
That's,
Years.
that was a century ago.
Yeah.
That was
So
in
it's good that
99.
it'll be fun to watch with Bell.
Yep.
See what happens there.
So I think in the draft, based on what they've done, they can really shore up their offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and protect Darnold now.
Yeah.
But a big help in protecting Darnold is having a serious running game.
Yeah.
You got a little bit, you got Bell in the backfield.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now you can't just tee off on a pass play.
Right.
It brings in play action. It brings on running on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. So it makes Darnold's job a lot easier.
Yep. The thing is about the running back position. I mean it was a 4-year deal he got, so that should be about it for him, I would think. Those running backs don't get
4-year, $52 million.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Mark Ingram went to where did he end up going? Mark Ingram.
Chargers, I believe.
No, he went to Ravens.
Ravens. Yep.
He's a good back too. I don't know. Maybe he might have a problem with sharing his time with Kamara over there in New Orleans.
Yeah,
You know?
but
See, they
were all sharing time in New Orleans. That's all they do down there.
Well, I think, but he probably maybe wanted to be the man. You know, maybe he wanted to be the the feature back, because I think a lot of these guys say, you know what, my career, my window in the NFL is 2-3 years. I don't want to spend half of it being the other half, right?
Yeah.
That's why Devontae Freeman of the Falcons is probably going to go too. Same thing he was with the other guy in Atlanta, and they're both sharing the ball. I mean, it sounds good team-wise in theory, but you're not winning Super Bowls anyway. So that's the difference. You know, you want to make the money. What else? Frank Gore went to the Dolphins to the Bills. That guy's been all over it. He might be a Hall of Famer, Frank Gore too.
Yeah.
Some people's eyes, yeah. And Terrell Suggs went to the Cardinals.
Yep. Cardinals made a lot of moves. They've made a lot of moves. Kingsbury is really
now.
Whether it's Kingsbury or not,
do you think they pick Kyler Murray?
No.
I don't think they do either.
I don't think so.
I think it's a smokescreen.
Yeah. I think Murray's going to go. I shouldn't say it. I was going to say I think he goes late.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to grab him.
Yeah, I think he goes first round, middle.
You think he'll go all the way in the middle?
Dolphins are 13. They said they're interested. But the thing is that with Kyler Murray, it's his pro days today, I think, in Oklahoma. So we'll see how he does there.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I listened to the show today. The guy goes, well, you think they're going to weigh him and measure him? I'm like, stop with that.
Yeah.
5'9", 5'10", what the heck's the difference? An
difference?
inch.
Yeah.
I mean, really, come on.
Yeah.
It's going to be the difference in throwing it.
He's not going to. You can measure him all you want. He's not going to be 6'2".
Incredible, yeah, it's incredible. They get so hung up on that stuff.
I don't know if you saw this one. Jason Witten comes out of retirement.
Come back, yeah.
Signed a 1-year deal, $3.5 million to play for
Yeah, so we don't have to listen to him on Monday Night Football anymore. Thank God. Yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious. These guys are so repetitive. You got to say the same thing over, you know.
Hey, he's been hitting the head a lot. Give him a break.
Yeah. That's why Gruden was crazy on Monday Night Football. I thought he was terrible. He just kept, he always praise guys and go over the top, and it was just, I don't know.
So there's one NFL move we haven't discussed.
What is that?
I'm gonna let you.
OJB. Poor guy. You know, that guy is so much drama. He should have his own TMZ channel. You know?
TMZ too with OBJ?
Every night, you know, he wants to be with his hair and this and that. And he got his wish, he got out of there. You know, he just, great player, obviously. Potential Hall of Famer.
So Odell Beckham going to the Browns. To the Browns. We're talking about for Jabril Peppers.
Yep.
Good safety.
Who was a first round pick last year.
And then a guard, Kevin Zeitler.
Yeah, he was traded for Olivia Vernon.
Okay.
He was traded for Vernon straight up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was different. Okay. But the Giants got a first and a third.
Yeah, 17th pick overall.
And the second third round, the Browns had 2 third-round picks. They got the second pick of the third round,
which is 95 overall.
Yeah.
So they have the third pick.
The sixth pick.
Sixth pick. 17th pick in the first round.
And then the third round,
the
later round.
Plus their own second rounder, their own third rounder.
Right.
Okay.
So hopefully they'll be able to build through that. You know,
what do you think? Where do they?
I hope they don't get Haskins. I just hope they. I think he's, you know, a lot of these draft choices. It's almost like a pressure to take somebody. Why do you need to take a quarterback? First of all, he's not going to help you as a first year player. You're just not.
Yeah.
They're not ready. He only started 1 year at Ohio State.
Right.
What, he had like 13 starts? I mean, you just don't go.
Breaks the Parcells rule.
Yeah. Parcells wants 30 starts in a college career before you draft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to sit there and let him throw him to the wolves like that and just get, I don't know. So, anyway.
Yeah.
And there's no rule that he says it's going to be better his second, third, fourth year. He's going to evolve into something. You don't know that yet.
Sure.
If you see a quarterback 3 years in college, you've seen him grow and get better and better, hopefully. Yeah. You know, the pros, you have the same thing. Another year out of Eli, I would take those draft picks they have, get a couple good stud linemen, get a big stud wideout to replace Odell. And
maybe an edge rusher.
Edge rusher they need, a good linebacker. They haven't had a good linebacker in a long time. And see what you got. I mean, and then maybe next year you got Tua coming out. but the problem is that they're not going to be able to draft the top like that because they're, you know.
We said that last year.
Tua's going to be a top pick. So
we said that last year.
Unless you trade for it.
The Giants had the second pick last year.
Yeah.
And we said,
Yeah.
well, you don't get the second pick 2 years in a row, right? Well,
They got sixth pick, yeah. Yeah. But I think Odell was, Gettleman said we don't sign him to trade him, is what he said.
Yeah.
And the media's killing him for that. First of all, so what?
Yeah.
So what? I mean, you had to sign him, and now you had enough of him. You had enough of his drama. They're trying to build a culture there. You got a guy like Saquon Barkley, who's like the ultimate team player, the ultimate guy.
Yeah.
The tremendous attitude, and then you got the antithesis of that is Odell Beckham. I mean, so you want your Barkleys. You don't want Beckhams.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, as talented as he is and stuff, I think the guy was too much.
And on top of that, I mean, in a sense, they're going to kind of pass on the quarterback
how
for a year.
many games did the Giants win last year? They went 3 or 6 or something.
I was going to say 4 or 5.
Or they 6 and 10 or whatever they were.
I mean, I don't think they won that many.
And they won 6 games with Odell. So you take him out there, what are you going to 5? Well, it's a difference, I mean.
Yeah, and if you're going to go another year with Manning, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think
it's a timing thing.
I think he threw Manning out of the bus in the offseason. He said something. He said he wasn't.
Yeah, like I said when I saw you earlier today, how soon before Beckham says, well, now I have a real quarterback to throw to me, and just keeps, kind of turning that screw on.
Or when Jarvis Landry's getting more of the catches than he is, and he starts going back and forth. Yeah. Now, the interesting thing about Cleveland is that Landry was a college teammate of his at LSU, and the position coach at Cleveland was a position coach at LSU as well when they both played. So it's like a family reunion for the boys.
Isn't that nice?
So, and then Freddie Kitchens, who's the new head coach, is supposed to be a player coach type guy. So they're going to like playing. They're probably going to give him a lot of rope and kind of do what they want.
That could
go either way.
That could hurt.
Like you said, the first year when all these new offensive weapons, and they've got Chubb, and they've got they signed another running back too. I think signed. They have some really, really good offensive weapons now.
Yeah.
And they should be very good. I mean, what they won 7 or 8 games last year.
Yeah.
They should go to 9 or 10. This coming year.
Yeah. And they're in playoff talk.
Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and you know how they're going to be in Baltimore. How are they going to be?
I mean, right now Pittsburgh's not doing anything to get better.
The Ravens lost a couple of their guys.
Sure.
And Baltimore's hanging. The Ravens are hanging with Lamar Jackson. So we'll see if he survives the full season. See how that goes. I don't know who their backup is to Lamar.
Yeah.
But they get rid of Flacco. Flacco's in Denver now.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different dynamic there. They lost Eric Whittle, went to the Rams. He left the Ravens, and they lost C.J. Mosley. Went to the Jets, and then Suggs went to the. I mean, that's the whole thing about almost similar to Landon Collins. These guys are older. What kind of production do they have? Are they as productive as they used to be?
Yeah.
They were a big name player. At one time, they were really top of their game. Sure. Now, they're older, a step too slower. I don't know. So Thomas Davis left the Panthers too. He went somewhere.
I didn't see where he ended.
Yeah, he went somewhere. He went Chargers or somewhere. I forget where it was. But yeah, he left too. So got a mass exodus. These guys just go in different places. And I don't know. And we have a bunch of them that are still out there, right?
Yeah. So well, I think, in my mind, the biggest names have signed. You got Justin Houston's hanging out there. Golden Tate. He's getting ready.
He might go to New England and watch.
Golden Tate might be ready to sign up for AARP. He's been around a long time.
He might go to New England.
Zach Brown with the Skins. Donovan Sue.
Take his band with him.
Randall Cobb. And there's another. I mean, he's been around forever.
Cobb,
too.
yeah. Yep.
Jared Cook. To me, I think the big names.
Still, he's out there.
He's still out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Namakasu might as well go to Browns, fit right in there, and be like the Oakland Raiders of the East Coast, right? or the Midwest, or whatever you want to call it.
How is he not a Raider? Why wouldn't the Raiders get him?
Oh, you know who the Cleveland Browns also have? They got Akeem Hunt.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's right.
He'll be facing suspension. Probably 4 games from what he did.
Yeah, that's still
at
going.
At some point, he'll be.
That's still going on.
He'll be on the field, and they got Nick Chubb and Hunt. They got.
You think there's some fallout for that? You think they get a little criticism for?
No, I don't think so.
That guy up? No?
I think Hunt does his rehab and pays his price, and I mean, great. I mean, they had what's his name there? I got spent about 4 or 5 times a wide receiver to play for the Patriots. What was his name there? Josh Gordon. Is it Gordon?
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
yeah, Spivoli gets 3-4 every year he gets suspended.
Yeah.
And then nothing happened with that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So the Cleveland's gonna have some weapons on offense. Their defense is already pretty good.
Yep.
So they should be fun to
Yeah.
watch. And Baker
And-
Mayfield will be throwing all over the place.
In fairness, I'm excited that the Jets are making moves.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the Patriots are still in their division, so there
Yeah.
goes that.
Yeah, yeah. They still, at some point in time, I hate to say it, but Brady's is probably going to get hurt. The odds are he's going to get hurt at some point in time, but he never does. So everyone else suffers injury here and there. Guys never goes down.
He gets very well protected by the referees.
True.
He's got an offense where he absolutely does not have to hang in the pocket and take a hit. He can just unload it and live to play another down, and they'll probably convert that anyway. So nobody really gets a hit on him.
You're right though, because in the NFL they tell these guys. I'm sure the referees protect these quarterbacks, especially the superstars. If Brady's not playing, why are you never going to watch the Patriots half the time?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, they just watch these guys.
But and a little bit of that is that the Patriot fatigue that I think we're all suffering from. But I mean, he's that good, and that offense is that good that he just nobody ever really gets a clean hit on him.
Yeah.
Like every other quarterback is going to get teed up a couple times a week, and he just doesn't.
Yeah.
So at some point the odds are against him. He's going to get hurt, but and that's the only way that I think.
Yeah.
And the Jets, Bills, or Dolphins, that's the only chance they have is for Brady to not be in the not play in the season.
And the Jets almost got Anthony Barber. He changed his mind.
Yeah.
The Vikings decided to stay back there, and then he got Mosley instead anyway. So
Yeah.
But that filled that need. They still have a lot of cap money too. They have a lot of money left, Jets.
Yep.
For other players. So it's very.
So they could continue to do some stuff.
You see this guy Metcalf from Ole Miss. I think it was Mississippi State, one of the two, where he had a 1.9 body fat, and he used percentage body fat, and he used 6'3", 225, ran a 4.3. Did you see this guy at the combine? That was like a.
I wonder if he's related to remember Metcalf used to running back for the Cardinals?
Yeah, he's related.
Nephew or something
like
like
a
that?
nephew or something.
Okay.
Yeah, not a son or anything.
Yeah, he
he's
was
definitely
running back for the Cardinals back when I was a kid.
Terry Metcalf.
Yeah. Yep.
Back in the day. All right, so the Giants are going to be looking for a replacement for Odell, and then the Jets are going to have their new play toys. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like I say, hopefully, in the draft and with the cap money, they might be doing some dealing on draft day or right up against it, and wheeling and dealing a little bit there. They don't have a great pick. They don't have a terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's kind of right in the middle.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do.
I hope the Giants don't succumb to the pressure and take Haskins because they think they have to get a quarterback. I hate when they do that. I mean, you got guys like Drew Lock from Missouri. I think is going to be a real good pro.
Yep.
You got a guy like Daniel Jones from Duke, who's another guy. They say he doesn't throw the long ball good though. At his pro day, he didn't air it out very well as far as after 34. And in today's NFL, you got to be able to air it out and stretch the field.
Yep.
So I don't know about him as far as
unless you're Darnold last year for the Jets when there was nobody downfield anyway.
Yeah. Or Robbie Anderson, just run to the garbage can, take a left. We'll see if he can.
I'll fake it
we
to
can
you.
get to the ball. Yeah. All your tattoos and everything. But I think
He had a good end of the season though.
he did.
Yeah.
He's not bad. Robbie Anderson, really not bad.
If he stays healthy next year.
He's not bad. Yeah. He's a little bit wild horse, but he's.
So speaking of free agents and deals, you ready to go to the Major League Baseball?
Let's do it. Now, the first day that Bryce Harper signed, do you know how many tickets they sold, the Phillies?
I didn't hear the number, but Richard Neer on The Fan calculated out if it was an average of $100 revenue ahead, it came out to $22 million.
Something like that. It was 330. I'm sure it changed, evolved through the course of a couple of days, but at one point it was 330,000 tickets valued at $14 million the first day.
Yeah.
First day signed.
And then what Neer was doing on the radio, saying, okay, here's the ticket price, and then you're going to park, and then you're going to buy some food.
Concessions, souvenirs, all that stuff.
So say $100 ahead. It's probably pretty safe.
Yep.
So they're paying him $25 million a year.
Yep.
They figure they cleared $22 million the first year. Now that's great.
Yeah.
They got 12 more years.
Yeah.
So my first thought was, oh, great. I got this guy in National League East for 13 years as a Met fan. I got to look at this.
Right.
5-6 years into the contract, how good a contract is this going to be?
Well, first of all, I think Harper wanted to stay at the same place.
Yes.
He wanted 10 years.
Yeah, he wanted to finish his career wherever
he
he was
didn't want
going
to jump around. He didn't want to opt out.
Yep.
I think it was it him or Machado? One of the guys, I think it might have been Harper, got offered by the Dodgers. I think it was Harper. They offered him $43 million or something for a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, he didn't want to do that either.
Yep.
So he decided to go with the Phillies. And there's no opt-out. There's no no trade clause, nothing like that. So he's there for a duration, 10 years.
Yep.
And he'll finish there. Now, you also spoke out that he wanted to get Mike Trout to play with them. Did you see that? Because him and Trout played in the fall league or something there.
And Trout, I believe, becomes available next year.
Next year, yeah. He's from New Jersey. He's an Eagles fan and Philly fan and stuff. So, I mean, and then, then Major League's talking to Harper about tampering. I'm like, well, the guy can't. Of course you want Trout to play with you. Of course you want, all these good guys to play with you. Why wouldn't you? So, I mean, and you can't say that. It doesn't matter what Harper wants or what he says. Trout's going to do what he wants.
Yeah.
He's going to go where the...
If they're going to go with that, then LeBron James needs to be locked up. I mean, he creates his own team every year.
Yeah, it's like a fantasy league. Picks whoever he wants, So, I mean, so he... but I guess him and his wife met with Phillies a couple of times, and they decided that we're just going to take the deal and be done with it. Yeah. And Machado is out in San Diego where he belongs. We'll never see him again. But he has an opt-out contract. He's opt-out 5 years. He could opt out on that contract. He could leave there after 5 years, too. But the thought, like you said, the thought of these guys being 34, 35, 36, still being productive is... Yeah,
and that, and so Harper, defensively, not a great player now.
Yeah, he's average.
5-6 years from now. Now, are the Phillies, because every year it gains a little bit of momentum, are the Phillies thinking during his contract they're going to bring the designated hitter to the National League?
Or he plays first base, maybe. At some point.
That never seems to work out.
Never does.
You know? Yeah. But, as a DH, yeah. But defensively, I mean, he's not great now. In a few years, he's going to be a liability as a defensive player.
Right. Those long contracts, generally speaking, never do work. Yeah. But they get them, though. And, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, you see in free agency, as baseball especially, the guys get less and less. And not like football right now. But football, you get that short window, those contracts.
And in football, if it's whatever, it's a 20-something million, 7 1/4 guaranteed, and things like that. So I mean, whereas Harper, he's getting every penny. Yeah. He could be the Phillies' Bobby Bonilla. who Bobby Bonilla will still be getting paid after Harper's contract ends. Just so you know.
That's incredible. That agent should get an Oscar for that one.
An Oscar, a Nobel Peace Prize, everything.
The other thing that I watched last night, I watched the Yankees Orioles. It was funny watching the Orioles. The Orioles lost 110 games last year, whatever they lost. And Buck Showalter got fired and everything. George, they put a start. I know it's spring training. I know it's 2 weeks ago. I did not hear of any of the guys. I know sports pretty well. I never heard any of the starting guys that were on that field. The pitcher, I think I maybe heard of, but
the starter.
The other 8 starters. No. I never heard any one of those guys ever.
Was it at the Orioles location or was it at the Yankees?
At the Yankees, I think it was.
So in their defense, in a lot of cases, the starting pitcher and sometimes his chosen catcher will get on the bus and travel. A lot of the position players generally will only play home.
With that being said, can you name anybody else on their team?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I mean, Chris, the first baseman is still there with that big contract, too. They hit 160 last year.
Big contract at 160.
Big guy at lefty, Chris Davis. Oh,
Chris Davis, okay.
Yeah, he's got 4 years left. He's making $30 million a year. He batted 160 for crying out loud. And then Adam Jones just signed a contract, 1-year deal with somebody yesterday. Where did he go? He signed somewhere yesterday, so he got signed on 1-year deal. But they have can you name the Orioles manager? His name is like Michael Hyde or something, or some guy you never heard of these guys. It's incredible. So they'll probably lose 120 games.
So they're going to overachieve over last year.
Nothing. They did that to Marlins. They got nothing. I mean, you don't have like one legit hitter on the whole lineup. And one guy that you have to worry about. I mean, it's almost like a decent minor league team playing the pros. I mean, these teams are just, I don't know. You got Miguel Cabrera coming back. He's 36. I guess he's able to run down to first base now. Him and Poole should have a race to see who gets down there first. Mets look good in spring training.
Yeah, Mets are doing their thing.
Now, Peter Alfonso and Dominic Smith are battling out for that first base job.
Yeah,
Both batting like 400.
Yep.
I think Alfonso was 406 the other day, and Dominic Smith was high threes.
Yep.
Dominic Smith is a lot better defensively than Alfonso is, but Alfonso's got that power, man. He's got that ball flies off his bat. Now, the only thing he got with Alfonso is he got that Chris Bryant thing where if he starts the year in the minors, he can wait 2 weeks and they come back and they control him for another year.
Yep.
So if they don't start him opening day, but the minors will bring him up after 2 or 3 weeks, then they have a 5th or 6th year control of him contract. Now,
that makes that decision pretty easy.
That's like, and then Brady Van Wagenen said that they were going to take the best players with them out of camp and this and that. So,
well, of course you're going to say that.
You're going to say that, yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do there. I mean, they might just say they could just say Dominic Smith won the job and put Alfonso down there and then bring it back up anyway. So
yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Now
they might actually now have a prospect in the minors if they would do that. A prospect.
Yeah. And now,
Rosario, Ahmed Rosario, shortstop. That's the only position that they're not stacked in. Is shortstop. He's having a great spring.
Yeah.
He got a little nicked up early.
So Robinson Cano. He's batting 400.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? He's batting 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a year or two in him.
Jeff McNeil, they got him playing third now because Frazier and Jed Lowry are both on a DL. They're hurt a little bit.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it started that way.
Joe sent me a text the other day. Oh, I think it was Lowry. Oh, they're already hurt. And I said, no big deal. We're stacked. We got so many players, it doesn't even matter.
They had the most cornered players in the major leagues, and they're all gone. Frazier's out, Lowry's out. Yeah, they're so funny. I don't know. I don't know if their trainer is or who their fitness guy is, but
hospital for special surgery is the official.
Yeah, they get somebody out of there. So, but they. Their pitching looks fantastic.
Yeah, as long as they stay healthy. You know who else has got a really strong young pitching staff is the Atlanta Braves this year.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, they're young, but boy, they're serious.
That whole division's tough.
It's brutal.
Phillies, Mets, well, they got the top pitcher for the Braves is who? It's Tejan. Right, I think Tejan is their top guy.
Yeah,
and Fulanowicz, he's on the DL right now, but they should be a year older. They got Acuna, they got a couple of guys, young guys that were really good last year.
Yeah,
so they should be. And still got Freddie Freeman there playing first base.
Yeah,
so they'll be strong again. I still think the Mets. I still think the Mets are the best team in that division overall.
Yeah,
I really do.
My concern, pitching's always fragile.
Yep.
But between the Nats, Phillies, Braves, and Mets, just beating each other up all summer long.
They will. Yeah, they will be beating each other up.
I just feel like the wild card's going to come out of the Central, which is a pretty weak division.
Right.
But
Yeah, you have to win. You have to win the NL East to make the playoffs. Yeah, the way it looks like. Yeah,
I think there's with 4 good teams. I just don't see second place in the NL East having enough wins to grab one of the spots.
But the Mets, I mean, even it goes on the radar with the Mets is the way Zach Wheeler's been pitching preseason. These guys unhittable.
Yeah.
You got DeGrom and Syndergaard.
Yeah.
And
who both had kind of shaky.
Even Vargas has been.
Vargas has been spectacular.
He's been lights out too.
Yeah.
And they got Matz as the 4th or 5th guy. And they still got Lugo and Gazelman. I mean, they're loaded right. None of those pitchers have hurt yet. None of them got hurt yet.
Won't say it. And again, the kind of dark cloud hanging over the Mets, though, is still what's going to happen with DeGrom.
I think a wild card, too, on that team is that got on the radar is Wilson Ramos is a good catcher.
Oh, yeah.
Guy could hit.
Yeah.
Good 4 or 5 hitter.
Yeah.
Guy's got good power, big guy.
Travis d'Arnaud is back from Tommy John surgery. A lot of speculation is he won't head north.
Yeah, him and Devin Mazzaraco are both kind of battling for that backup spot.
And Mazzaraco calls a good game.
Yeah.
He's got no bat.
But a little bit of power, a little bit of pop.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A lot of speculation is that d'Arnaud does not head north.
I don't think so either.
And then the other question mark, and if you on air out in public, all the Mets guys are still planning on Cespedes coming back.
Yeah.
But in all honesty,
I don't think they're
It'd be a
yeah.
pleasant surprise if he does, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, like you
I
said,
wouldn't hold my breath.
if they were in the American League and DH, you could DH in July and August to take him through the home stretch. But
Yeah.
I don't think the way both his feet are.
Yeah.
Can he play defense out there? And yeah, they were counting maybe July, optimistically.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen there? They still got. They thought they'll probably put McNeil left.
Lagares, Conforto.
Lagares and Conforto, Nemo, and the other spots. Yeah. Keenan Broxton out there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they have a little bit of depth.
they'll mix and match on the outfield.
None of them are Cespedes. None of them are a healthy Cespedes.
The problem with that is they don't have any big power hitting outfielders. Like most of the time in your major leagues, you got your right fielder or your left fielder. You need 20 to 40 home runs out of those guys.
Right.
And they don't have that at all.
No.
Because Nimmo's a singles hitter. Lagares is not a power. Conforto, what he had 25 last year, but
Yeah, I mean-
he's not a big. I don't look at him as a big power guy.
Yeah.
And McNeil might be able to hit 25 or 30, but
Yeah, we don't know.
you don't know.
He's too green. Yeah.
Yeah. And they also got him playing third now until the other two guys get back.
Yeah.
He's been playing a little third. So.
Yeah.
But I think that's his ticket. He's such a versatile guy. And,
Yeah, and
it's good.
Not that I'm happy to see anybody hurt or whatever else, but the only thing that bothered me a little bit about the Cano deal was, well, wait a minute, we got this young kid McNeil who I think is going to be. He might not be a Daniel Murphy.
He was ready to go.
But,
He was ready to go.
He's a good player.
He was ready to step in there. Yeah, it was his time.
Yeah.
But Cano stays healthy. He's been pretty healthy until he was suspended from PEDs. he played most of the time.
Imagine that.
Yeah, God. So I mean, if
Those things work.
Yeah, I mean, they got a nice little lineup with him hitting third and Ramos fourth, and and then Alfonso fifth. I like that 3, 4, 5.
Or
Pretty
Smith.
good. And Conforto batting 2, and maybe Rosario leading off.
I think Rosario is kind of the leadoff guy. Yeah.
They scored enough runs just to keep the pitching will keep them in the game every time. And the bullpen looks good with
that's the luxury. Yeah.
So they score enough to win their share of games.
Yeah. The back end, 8, 9 inning, they look pretty good. There's always that question mark about the little bit longer relief. But like you've already said, Gesellman is a
Lugo can be a fifth starter.
Either of those guys can come in for 2 innings or something like that if somebody gets knocked around.
I was watching watching Yankees a little bit last night, and Aaron Judge looks unbelievable this year. He just looks locked in. It's like just really his third full season. That's usually when the cream rises to the top.
Party,
I mean, that's what he made some adjustment in his stance. He used to have a high leg kick, maybe 6 to 12 inches off the ground. Now he doesn't even kick the leg.
Just a little slide.
He just leans back, and he's hitting more almost like not moving too much, and he had a shot last night to the right center field.
Little flatter angle attack then.
So he's not taking a big. So he's making more contact. So he's up on his toe, but he's not lifting the foot up. His front foot.
Okay.
And he looks unbelievable. Now Sanchez looks like he lost like 15, 20 pounds. Okay. But he's still about 160 this spring, so they keep saying he's gonna come around. His timing. We'll see.
Yeah.
But physically he looks in better shape. Defensively he's doing better.
Yep.
And then you've got Voit and Greg Bird battling for that first base job. They say the loser of the first base job goes to the minors, which is kind of hard to believe. That they go. I don't know why they just wouldn't platoon those two guys, because Voit hits righty and Bird hits lefty.
Yeah.
But the thing that kills that battle is that T.J. LeMahieu can play first base. So they look at him as a guy who can play all the positions in the infield, and they could put him at first if the first base needs a break. But I personally think that they keep them both up there.
Yeah.
I think they keep them both up there. I don't. So they keep one less pitcher, or they do some kind of.
I just pulled up the Orioles projected lineup.
Oh my God.
Cedric Mullins.
Cedric. Yeah, boy.
Jonathan Villar.
Oh my God.
Trey Mancini.
Wow.
Mark Trumbo. I've heard of him.
Trumbo is a good player, yeah.
Trumbo, Chris Davis, and then Renato Nunez, Chance Cisco. Take a chance on Chance.
He's a catcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was catching last night.
Joey Ricard and Richie Martin.
Yeah.
Pitching staff, Dylan Bundy.
Yeah.
Andrew Kashner, Alex Cobb.
Yep.
David Hess. Jeffrey Ramirez.
Yeah.
And Michael Givens is the closer. Wow, that's
something else.
That's 110 losses
that's
right
amazing.
there.
Right there. Holy Trumbo and Davis. Yeah, those are the only two holdovers. Mancini's been playing.
Yeah, we were talking about Harper and Machado getting big contracts. Aaron Hicks signed a big contract for the Yankees.
Well, $70 million for 4 years. It's not excessively big.
Yeah, a lot of money.
But I like the fact that he says, you know what, I love this team. I want to stay with this team. I mean, he could have got more. He could have played it out and got more.
Now, is Ellsbury still under control?
He's still there.
Okay.
Making $24 million, and he still hasn't played even spring training yet.
He's still hurt.
He's got plantar fasciitis right now.
Okay.
He's got some foot problems again. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
But they expect him maybe to be back soon.
Maybe he's hanging out with Cespedes too much.
I personally think they're telling him just stay away. Just stay away.
Things are going fine without you.
Yeah.
Get out.
They want to get Clint Frazier in there as their fifth outfielder.
Yeah.
And if they have Ellsbury, then they have to put Frazier in the minors. Frazier's no good in the minors. He needs to be played at the major leagues level. They don't want to lose him because he's potentially a very, very good player.
So you got Hicks, Judge, and Gardner as your starters in the outfield?
Hicks, Gardner, Judge, Stanton, and Ellsbury would be the other one, and then Frazier. So if Ellsbury plays, he'd be the fifth guy because his contract.
You got 4 or 5.
And they think that
good outfielders.
Frazier will be the heir apparent to Gardner because it's probably his last year.
Yeah.
So they want to kind of get him enough time so he's ready to go next year.
Yeah.
But Ellsbury, they actually have to play him because of his contract if he's able to, or they might just say, just stay away, make your $23 million, stay home. Yeah, with the kids.
They play golf.
So, yeah, and then in the infield they've got Tuwisky. Looks okay. He hasn't really played back to back yet, and they don't know how he's going to do that.
What are you expecting out of him? 130 games, 120 games?
No, I'd say maybe half that because you figure Didi should be back in July. Okay. And if Tuwisky's if he plays, they play 6 games a week on the average. Yeah. If he plays 4 of those, the other 2 games, Gleyber Torres can play short.
Okay.
They put LeMahieu at second. And they still have Andujar at third. He's solid. And they got, Bird and Voit at first.
Yep.
Now, I think they're a little questionable with their starting pitching. They've got Tanaka's the opening day starter. Severino's on the shelf for another week or two.
Yep.
He's got some shoulder discomfort. But then you've got Happ and Paxton.
Yep.
They should be pretty solid. CC is your 4th or 5th. And then they got a bunch of kids. German. Yeah, and him and Lozega pitched last night. Yep. He looks pretty good. But I would not be surprised to see them get either Gio Gonzalez or Dallas Keuchel before the season starts. That's my call. The reason they haven't gotten Keuchel yet because I think he wants 3 or 4 years. I don't think they're willing to do 3 or 4 years with Keuchel. Yeah, they're probably 2 years. Whereas Gonzalez, I think, similar to Keuchel, but I think he'll take a 2-year deal. So I'm going to call right now. They're going to get one of those 2 guys before the season starts. Okay. They're not going into the season with Severino, and CC, who knows the CC. So it's too risky. Yeah. They've got Happ, Paxton, and Tanaka are solid, and then they need a 4 or 5 that the young kids could do it. But I don't know if they want to take that risk. I don't think they do because they've got to win. They got to keep up with the Red Sox. Yeah, they have to. Yeah. And if they fall behind there and try to get a wild card, then they won't have home field advantage. They got the 1-game playoff. If you say anything they had last year.
Been there, done that. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I think they're really, really intent on getting one of those lefties, and I think they will because they're still out there. Gio and that's Keuchel still out there. And CC is still. Has he even pitched a spring training? I don't think he's even. I
don't believe.
So he's still. He had a minor injury, and he's 31. It's just for him. Yeah. So then Sanchez, defensively looks good. They still got Austin Romine to back him up. Solid backup. Sanchez defensively should be better, but his bat. I mean, the guy's got to. That one streak a couple years ago, he was one of the best hitting catcher in baseball. Now, he just hasn't hit well the last couple of years. So, and he had off-season shoulder surgery, so he should be healthy and ready to go. But I think they're going to be. And Stan looks great. Judge looks great. Hicks is a good player. I think they're real solid. But again, they're going to play the Red Sox 20 times. Red Sox are still the Red Sox. So
Red Sox have not really done anything to
no major moves
help their case.
No major moves.
They still haven't signed.
They got Dustin Pedroia back, so that should help them. They got rid of Kinsler again, depending on Pedroia's health and how well he plays.
Yeah.
But he's
Kimbrel's gone. They're just.
he hasn't signed anybody. Has
No, he's still out there.
Yeah,
He's still out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you worry about him that much. I think it's a business move too. He wasn't worth the money he was asking.
Yeah.
For a closer like that, I mean, you
Yeah.
know, especially
He
when
was
the
one
Red
of
Sox
those
score
scary.
runs.
He was one of those scary closers.
Yeah.
Got a lot of saves, but
Yeah.
those ninth innings look a long time.
Made it exciting. Jerry's familiar book and pitching. Yeah. Walk 2, strike out 1, walk 1.
You got to put the tying run on third before you do anything.
You got to keep the viewers. You got to keep them watching.
Yeah, a couple extra ads, you know.
Yeah, have to. It's an economic move. But yeah, the Red Sox haven't done anything different with their team. They have the same. I guess Rafael Devers looks pretty good. I guess he lost some weight too. They were saying he looks quicker at third base, and he's been hitting well. They got 3 catchers there. They're going to get rid of one of those catchers, I would think. They got Swihart, Eddie Leon, and Vasquez. They got those three good catchers, which most teams don't have 2 good catchers. Yeah. They've got 3 decent catchers. Now Swihart's another guy. He switches. He experimented a little bit in the outfield, played a little bit everywhere, but I think they want him to kind of come in his own. I think they keep him and get rid of Leon and Vasquez because they're similar catchers. Yeah. So I think maybe Vasquez might go out of that 3, but where I don't know. Yeah. Or maybe they'll wait until somebody catcher goes down and somebody needs him in a moment. But I don't know if I can't see him keeping three catchers. And I don't think Swihart's utility enough to keep his utility guy. He can play off a little bit, but that's about it.
They have no need there.
But. How about Hansley Ramirez? He signed a minor league deal with somebody. Cleveland, I think it was. So he's still around. He's 35 now. Yeah, he's still around. So what happened to him? So, baseball will be starting up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, JT Real Muto signed for the Phillies. That was another good pickup for them.
They got Gene Segura, play short. Real Muto and
Harper.
Harper, they're going to be. They're going to be very, very, very good. The pitch is pretty good. It should be a fun team to watch. I don't know if they'll still boo Santa Claus every game, but
that was the Eagles. Come on, that wasn't the Phillies.
But if it was the season, they would have booed.
So golf is starting to heat up a little bit, getting to that time of year.
What's the next tournament coming?
So we're filming this on March 13th on a Wednesday. Tomorrow is the first day of the Players Championship.
Okay, where's that at?
That's in TPC Sawgrass, right outside of Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Now, years ago, Pete Dye built this golf. It was first kind of stadium golf course where when they built the course, they put these mounds and hills in the right spot for spectators and everything like that. So the golf course is very much built to accommodate spectators and stuff. It's got the island green on 17. I actually got to play there a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
Really a lot of fun.
Wow.
Great golf course.
You play a course like that and then playing a normal course, must be like playing like concrete into,
Yeah, one of the cool things about golf is every course is a little bit different. But so originally when they first built this golf course, the Players Championship, the PGA Tour's headquarters is right on campus there. So that's the Players thing. It's kind of they call it like the 5th major. Okay. So every player I think has it kind of high on their list.
Is the Masters the biggest tournament they have over here?
If you ask, I think internationally, worldwide, I think the Open Championship is everybody. The majority of players would say if I'm going to win one major, it would be the Open. Just because that's the kind of the international.
I always thought the Masters was the biggest one.
Masters is the coolest. It's always in the same place. But so the TPC is this week. For a number of years they'd moved it to May. Okay. They reshuffled the whole schedule, which we talked about in one of the shows. So it's back to March. And I wanted to point that out. So they're in the northernmost part of Florida, Jacksonville. So it's all the way up there. In March versus in May. Okay. Now the players and some of the caddies were very upset about this because there's a lot of female spectators that go to the Players Championship. Okay. The hotter it is, the smaller the sundress.
Less clothes you wear.
So they're not happy that it's going to be in colder weather.
That's terrible.
Terrible. So that's coming up this week now.
That's a bad problem to have, boy.
So we got the TPC Sawgrass Players Championship, Match Play Championship coming up after that. A couple weeks down the road is down in Augusta, Georgia, to the Masters. So it's really the time of year where golf gets fun to watch.
A friend of mine does a little fun wagering, and he had a hot tip. He thought that Phil Mickelson would win that tournament 2 tournaments ago, I guess it was.
2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah.
And he was 23-1.
Yeah.
And he put $300 on Mickelson, and he won it. He won $7,000 on that.
Yeah.
And that was nice. He said Norm McDonald was a guy that does a blog, the comedian.
Really?
Because he follows golf.
Okay.
And he picks the winners of each tournament.
Norm
And
McDonald, the kind of deadpan comedian
the guy, Kentucky Fried Chicken, whatever. And I think he picks and my friend said he does very well picking the winners of these tournaments. He picked Mickelson that tournament. He listened to him.
That's kind of become a thing. Now with sports gambling, it's just getting easier and easier for people to do. Is a lot of my friends they'll take $60, $80, whatever it is, 20 on this guy, 20 on this guy. And like you say, nobody's going off at 5-1.
Yeah.
So 20 is
your favorites are maybe 10 or 12 to 1.
Yeah,
maybe
huge.
Yeah, maybe
because more so than any other sport, I think. When you look at a golf tournament, there's
100 guys,
realistically
120 guys, right?
45 guys that it would not be a surprise for them to win.
Right. There's no clear-cut super duper favorite.
No.
Yeah.
One thing that I tend to look for is players will have peaks and valleys throughout the year.
Okay.
And so if you watch a guy and he finishes, say maybe misses a couple cuts, then he makes cut, finishes 30th. The next week makes cut, finishes 18th. They get on these little runs where they're playing well
a little bit.
So that's where they're going to be okay. And then after a few weeks, they're going to kind of go down in the valley again. So if you look at most mortal golfers, like Tiger Woods in his prime, forget it or whatever else, but the guys in the middle of the pack, they're going to make 80% of their money in basically 2-3 week stretches.
Oh, okay.
So during the season, they'll have like a 3 week stretch where they're playing really well.
Half a while.
They get a top 10, and then they finish 3rd, and then they finish 15th, and then they kind of fade away. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they do that a couple times. That's enough money for them to keep their card for the next year. So if you are, playing for bottle caps or something like that, that'd be something to keep an eye on.
It's interesting, yeah.
So we got, So I won't put you on the spot and say who's going to win the Players' Championship or the Masters. But there's 2 players that are
Justin Thomas
are coming into that. 2 players that are kind of coming into that. They're playing their way into form. Tommy Fleetwood from England, Rory McIlroy from Ireland.
Okay.
And I think whether it's the players, I could see Fleetwood playing really well at the Players.
Win next tournament.
Rory McIlroy never plays well at this golf course. He probably shouldn't even go.
Okay.
But I think Rory's going to be in a good position to play really well at the Masters. Wow. That's the one major that he hasn't won yet. Okay. So this could be the year where he gets his career Grand Slam.
Let's talk real quick college basketball. We got a minute. We haven't talked any college basketball.
That's right, we haven't.
Haven't talked to
George Mason's playing George Washington tonight in the A10.
Zion Williams with the sneaker blowout. That was crazy. We haven't talked about that. That was Nike.
Really beat up on
Nike's stock went down 1% after
that.
But what's going to happen is I bet you Zion signs a contract with Nike when he gets drafted or whatever, and then it'll go back up again, and he'll make millions of dollars. You can see it's an easy sell.
The way college basketball is going, he might have already signed that contract, and the FBI might have wiretapped it.
He's supposed to come back for the ACC tournament, which if he comes back to get a chance to win the whole thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Otherwise,
if he comes back, 90% or something like that.
Because they're just not. I mean, Gonzaga got beat last night.
Yep.
They beat St. Mary's a couple weeks ago by 48 points, and they got beat outright by St. Mary's last night.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Virginia, I don't know how. I like North Carolina. I think they're very, very good. Mm-hmm. Then you've got Kentucky playing very well. Tennessee, really anyone can win it. I mean, it's a dogfight. It depends on the seedings and divisions and regions and things like that. But that should have been now the women too. Anyone can win that one. Mississippi State, you got Baylor, you got UConn, and Notre Dame, Louisville. You got some good teams. They're all again seedings. Who plays who, and the problem with UConn women is they don't have a big girl to shut down other big girls. Baylor has a big one, and Mississippi State, the girls are 6'8".
Yeah.
So it's tough. Then you got the pros.
Speaking of big in college, and I don't know the guy's name. The guy from UCF.
Oh yeah.
He's like 8 foot tall.
Fell. His name is Fell.
Worst athlete I think I've ever seen.
7'6".
He is horrible.
7'6".
He's awful.
Yeah.
But he's at 7'6". I guess you don't have to be that good.
Yeah.
They're 25-6, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've got it automatic. They've got
a good team.
Watch out for the George Mason Patriots. They make a run in the A10 tournament.
they'll make this.
They might get in. They might get in the tournament. Yeah, they had 11 wins this year in the A10. That's the best year since they switched conferences. The A10 is now the A14, by the way. But
All right, so you'll be gone.
I am going to have to be down at Bethpage Golf Course in Long Island for the next show.
So I got to find a sub for you.
So find a Wally Pip.
I got to find a Wally Pip for you.
All right.
George,
Hey, Joe,
good
thanks
job.
a lot.
Thanks, man. Good job.
All right.